Matt, you've been with Hexagon Production Software for 2.5 years now. You've brought us to Petford Group in Dudley. Now, we're going to talk about this case study because you say it's fairly unique and quite common in the sector. But for those engineers that don't know Hexagon Software, what's in the portfolio?
I think Hexagon as a group is probably a name that a lot of people know, but actually the breadth and size of our business potentially can be a little bit confusing. Things like Visi, Work NC, EdgeCam, NC Simul, but essentially within the CAD-CAM remit, simulation, CAE around that. So generally speaking, anything in your workshop, Hexagon have got a solution for, but we very much represent the design and programming aspect of that.
Now, you've been involved with the case study here at Petford Group for a number of months going into years. Now, tell us a little bit about what they were using before, maybe not from a brand point of view, but why your software actually won the day and how it's actually helping these guys.
I think first and foremost, the situation that we have here at Petford is extremely common within the industry. Petford were using quite a well-known competitor of ours, originally a Birmingham-based product that had been bought out several years ago. And they'd seen their software costs every year escalate massively, the UK support be ripped out, and the product's not really moved forward. So essentially it wasn't quite put to tender, but they invited a few different vendors in. And as a lot of our customers find, they've got an incumbent product, they've got a really successful business that's producing a lot of stuff. You can't stop and start again. You need to have a solution in place that comes in, integrates properly with your workflow and actually takes you forward. You can't move back to move forward. You have to, from day one, take the baton and drive on.
Now, it's quite interesting here. I mean, Petford Group are nearly 50 years old. They've been predominantly in the automotive sector with moulds, tooling solutions, let's say. But these guys have gone through a bit of a transition themselves. Now, the MD Adrian, he said to me that, you know, without your software, it wouldn't give him the confidence to actually use that technology transfer to go into other markets to win business like aerospace, for instance.
Yeah. To be honest, that's extremely positive to hear from the guys at Petford, and it's something that we're extremely proud of. I think when you look at the workflow of a real OEM type business, they're very well accustomed to what we call the digital thread. So this idea that from the first step in their process to the very finished component, there is a clear, transparent digital line that flows through the entire operation. What we've been able to do with Petford, and this is probably set us apart from some of our competitors, is from the moment that their sales guy first gets hold of an opportunity, essentially, picks up our Work Explore product. From that quoting stage, it flows into our Visi product. They do all of their CAD in there, including their mould design, their mould flow analysis. They then progress that into Work NC, where they program the part, and they simulate it in our NC Simul G-code verification product. So from the moment that first inquiry comes in to the finished component, they've got control of that workflow. So for the guys at Petford, that's obviously demonstrated a massive cost reduction and improvement in their process. But also, when they're trying to sell their business to some of these sexier industries, you know, e-mobility, Formula One, it's fantastic to be able to say, look at us, look at the process control we've got, look at the quality of work from start to finish. And I think that's been something that, a journey that we've gone on with Petford, and has been really interesting for us.
Also, when you look at the shop floor, there's some very sophisticated machine tools here. So at the end of the day, if your weakest link is missing, therefore the solution is provided by software, isn't it? So it's really a key part, isn't it?
Definitely. I think the days have gone where software was a product, you know, a box that could be shifted. I think when you're dealing with large operations like this, where they've got incumbent solutions, what we're really about is trying to look at the problems that the company has and understand how we can plug our products in and actually integrate them together. Because for Petford, there have been major savings in terms of pound notes within each process, like you said, you know, identifying the weakest things and addressing those, so actually improving their machining cycle times. But also, the big driver for Petford was being able to kind of connect the process end to end. They were losing time previously because there were corruptions in the CAD data, because the actual data flow wasn't good from end to end, and that's been something that we've worked really, really hard on with them to create this integrated solution.
And I suppose also the benefit of NC Simul simulations, software, collision avoidance effectively, is quite important for some of these machine tools, isn't it?
Oh, massively. I mean, the value of the machine tool in itself is key. The billets, when you look around the place, you know, with the price of steel at the moment, you don't want to be scrapping a component. And those are two kind of obvious value levers. But I think what's also happened with NC Simul is that G-code verification going back 5-10 years was a niche product for the top 5% of the market. You know, it was a Rolls-Royce product. And what we've been able to do since we've acquired NC Simul is we've brought this into everybody's thinking. This is now something that an SME not just can have, but really should have. it's a pretty imperative part of their process, and the way that we can now position our products with quite a flexible subscription method, it actually makes a lot of things way more accessible. And for Petford to be able to guarantee the G-code safe, avoid collisions, and actually to optimise their cycle time on a component that could take hundreds if not thousands of hours is massive.
And I think it's a great way of actually showing collaboration, a great UK success story as well. For any engineering companies that are looking for software solutions, what's your message to them, Matt?
I think, to be honest, first of all, that there's hope, and that it's never too late to digitise. I think traditionally there's been almost a perception amongst the SME market that this digital thread smart factory idea was like up here, and the reality was, was safety boots and oil on the floor, and the reality that we actually find ourselves in. And the truth is quite different. I think a lot of businesses can look at their incumbent solutions, and if they do feel that they're not in a great place, that there are options out there. The big thing that I think businesses need to do is to be open. One thing that's worked really well with Petford is they were open with us about the challenges that they face. They asked us to consult with them and put a solution together that fixed those problems. So, to be honest, just be open, talk to the people. There's a lot of expertise in the industry, and I'm sure you can be well advised.